Hello and welcome everybody to episode 61 of Late Arrivals, the Corey
61.
Perry episode or the Troy Terry episode for those of you that like very good players.
Yes. If maybe you weren't around, if you're a Ducks fan that wasn't around for the rookie Perry 61, you can go with Terry. Perry, Terry, same thing.
Well, we will be starting this episode off with just Chris and I. Lou will be coming live from Las Vegas about 15 minutes or so,
Something
I
like
think he
that,
said.
yeah.
We're not having a repeat of the hello night, but Lou will be on shortly. But we do have a couple games to talk about. Not as many as last time because, like Chris was saying before we hopped on, it feels like we've played more, but it's only been two since the last time we recorded. Um,
Yeah.
can thank
This
the
morning,
weird scheduling for
yeah,
that.
this morning I thought the Ducks played tonight, and then I'm like, why did I think that when we're recording tonight? Like we wouldn't be recording if the Ducks are playing. So I don't know. I had a long night, weird morning. So I didn't know where I was.
Well, before we get to talking about the games, we did kind of get a major update about Jamie, but Cronin did kind of touch on it a little bit more when asked, saying that it's kind of a weird injury that needs to take 100% to heal,
Yeah.
which to me seems like it could be anything, like a strain or a pull or something, but I don't know. They're being very tight-lipped about it, but it sounds like they kind of have an idea of what's going on because he mentioned the head trainer and their staff had, has been working with them and stuff to kind of make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
Brock McGinn's also skating, I think, in a non-contact jersey, if I
I
saw
think
the
so.
picture right.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
we're getting a little healthier.
Mm-hmm.
That bottom six definitely could use a fresh face. Um, but I mean, other than that, there hasn't been much going on outside of the Ducks playing. I
Yeah.
mean, we
They
can
got
talk about
it's nice that they have Kaloran in, you know. He's been all right. Little little rust, but I think he'll be fine.
that'll happen when you haven't played for a month
It's
and
been
a
a while.
half.
Yeah. Yeah, easily.
Hopefully, he thinks twice about fighting some random shark in the preseason, like next time.
What an idiot. Um, really quick before we get into the games, the two Ducks games, I just want to say wherever you're listening to this, I kind of wanted to try to get in the habit of doing this in the beginning. Wherever you're listening to this, if you'd like to leave us a rating and review, we'd greatly appreciate it. Make sure you're following the Late Arrivals Pod on all of our socials. Um, Post a lot of different things on there. I just remembered that we haven't been doing the game of the week
Oh,
at all this season.
I feel like we
But
have so
I
many segments that
yeah,
it's hard to remember.
but I'm okay with not doing it. Because I kind of replaced it with our power ranking thing.
Yeah,
And honestly, the power rankings have been getting more attention than the game of the week stuff. So we'll just stay with the power rankings. I like that better anyway. Um,
year,
but yeah,
and
make
we
sure you're
already have
following.
a retired
Yeah.
segment.
But yeah, make sure you're following us on all socials. We are at Late Arrivals Pod everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, go follow us. Help us continue to grow and follow our network Inside the Rink everywhere and on their YouTube channel. Subscribe, like our videos, and let's continue the growth that we've seen, especially this like end of October and November. It's been pretty nice. We've been seeing some nice numbers. I tweeted last night that it's been nice to see some more growth happening, and it kind of happened out of nowhere. It's kind of growth that you thought you'd see like in the beginning of the season to like, people getting excited for the start of the season, but this is happening like 10, 11, 12 games in. Maybe, I mean, the Ducks, maybe the win streak, maybe some excitement around the team kind of helped. I'm sure it did, but yeah, we're liking what we're seeing. It's nice. It's satisfying when you see um higher numbers happening in different areas on the podcast. So we appreciate it. So continue to follow us, tell your friends about us, follow us everywhere, and let's keep the vibes going here.
Soon to see our stuff at Noble.
Noble, yeah, very soon.
So the big whopper of the two, I mean, the Ducks and Vegas, their first regulation loss, which I kind of feel
Beautiful.
like that was our Stanley Cup this year. We could not make the playoffs, which I still don't think we do, but like,
No, I don't think we do.
nothing I think is going to top the fact that we beat the Bruins and the Knights to
Yep,
hand them their first losses.
beautiful.
It was just great. I admittedly after the Knights were up 2-0, I was just kind of like, okay, this was expected. Like,
Yeah, that's how I was.
yeah, what are you gonna do? We'll get them next time. It was like the one game this year where I was just like, shit, like it's how good Vegas plays. It's just
Hmm.
it's gonna be hard. And to their credit, they do not give up.
No.
And holy shit, like I saw the Henrique goal, and I'm like, please don't do this. Like, don't, don't give me hope. And then they
Yeah.
tied it. And then I was playing video games at the time, and my phone lights up with the McTavish go ahead goal, and I was like, there is no fucking way this is
Yeah.
happening. It's like
So
this is gonna be
crazy.
the letdown of the century. The Knights are gonna tie it, and then they're gonna go ahead, and we're all gonna be pissed because they were in it. And then, I mean, they they did it. Like, holy shit.
That was such an awesome game. A lot of fun. That was Kaloran's debut. Like you said, they went down 2-0. It was a slow start. They've kind of been doing that lately, where they get off to these like slower starts. That's why they've kind of been named the comeback kings. Um, was said by Allie on Bally Sports. Don't like the Kings
Kings,
name for obvious
quacks,
reason.
just
Comeback Kings don't really care for that for many reasons. But yeah, a great comeback. Henrique had that great goal. McTavish, I called him Mr. Clutch. He is our Mr. Clutch this year. He's wonderful. Um, Fun game. And we don't beat the Knights a lot, like you said. That was our Stanley Cup. I feel like that was like our fifth or sixth win all time against the Knights since they came into the NHL.
yes, that was like, oh, now it sits at 22, 6 and 6 and
Yeah,
1 all time against the Ducks. It's just like,
we're getting
oh,
there. We're coming back.
we're almost to double digits, almost. Gibby had a great game. Watching the highlights, there that man stresses me out. But I mean, the fact that he makes the saves he does, I mean, even in the Pittsburgh game too, there were a couple times where it's just like only John Gibson would make that save.
Yeah, yeah.
But I
He's
mean,
very bendy, which goalies have to be, obviously, but he's like a different kind of I don't know how to explain it. Like it's just different when you see him flailing around like that. It's just it's crazy. It makes me like he so many times my groin hurts just watching him do his
or
job.
there's some times where I think like, does he just not sharpen his skates? Because it feels like he's constantly like rocking back, and like
Yeah, yeah.
you hear the little cartoon sound effects of him like slipping, and it's just like
Yeah,
he stresses me out. But holy shit, like he's had a good return to form this year. Like, it hasn't been
very much.
anything otherworldly, but it's nice seeing Gibby do well.
Hmm.
Especially with a lot of teams that are having goalie struggles, for obvious reasons. It kind of opens the door again of our team's going to start taking interest. You have the Oilers in desperate need of goalies and stuff, and not trying to ship him off or anything, because I mean that interview he gave saying that he was going to go home,
Yeah,
when Ali, was interviewing him after the game. But like, it's good to see.
yeah.
I've for as much as we talk about trading him on here, like I don't want to see it happen. Gibby's one of my favorite players. Like,
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah,
want that to be the case, but
yeah. And I always talk about it, on this show that I'm a big goalie guy. I love our goalies. I just always have a soft spot for the goalies. They're always blamed for everything. Like they control a lot of the game and they're just a very important role, and they kind of have that same thing like a quarterback does in football, where win or lose, the quarterback is to blame.
Yeah.
Or they're going to praise him for the win, even though, you still got defense that, yeah, it's a whole thing. But it's nice to see like Gibson messing around like that with Allie and kind of being a little bit happier. There's like everyone's just in a better headspace, it feels like this year. And it's really nice to see because it was hard last year watching them give interviews and everyone just seemed like they wanted to get the hell out of there. They didn't want to talk to anybody. They were miserable.
Yeah,
And it
everything
just,
was really short and just
yeah,
like
and
I'm
it
gonna
sucked to
answer the
see.
question. I am not telling you anything else. I'm gonna
Yeah,
walk
yeah.
off and we're done.
Yeah, because outside of them being on a team and wins and losses, it doesn't matter when it comes to like the human being that they are, and who knows what's going on in their head. You don't know how they take it off the ice, and that stuff weighs on everybody, and that just sucks. So it's nice to see, you know, it being a little bit lighter in the room. You can definitely tell without having to even be in there. You can tell that the vibes are so much better this year, and everyone's just having a good time, even when they lose. Because they know that, hey, we were in it. It sucks, but we're gonna try to move on and continue to build. Like Greg Cronin, we rave about him almost every week about what he says. I feel like a loss sometimes doesn't even feel like a loss. Like it's just a really, I don't know. He just brings a different aspect to it, and it makes me happy seeing that the guys are feeding off of it, and everyone's enjoying playing together and being teammates.
Everybody got their smiles back.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Lou said that it's not letting him on, so he will just be
Blame
in the Twitch chat, aka in spirit tonight.
blame Vegas. Vegas is keeping him off.
Have you asked Zoom support for help, Lou?
Call Zoom support.
Well, the fun had to come to an end at some point. Unfortunately, it had to be against the Penguins the very next
Yeah.
game. But like you said, sometimes it almost feels like losses aren't losses just because there is kind of a positive outlook on things.
Hmm.
In a very real kind of way of explaining stuff. I feel like the interviews for the last two games, Cronin's obviously kind of getting to that point of like, we're working on things piece by piece, and some things are getting better, and we're still kind of lacking in some areas. But
Yeah.
it's nice to see that even in a game where they were getting chances and they just weren't going in, he still had praise for the offense of the opportunities are there. It's just not going our way. But there's no excuse of like, oh well, this isn't working because of X reason. It's just, hey, this is hockey. It happens. Like, they're doing the right things, just not getting the result. And
Yeah.
you want to hear that. You want to see that. Thankfully, our next game should be, I wouldn't say easy games, because when you say stuff like that, you get lulled into a false sense of security just to get punched in the gut later on. But
Yeah.
playing against two lesser talents in Philadelphia and San Jose coming up is a good opportunity to really bounce back and kind of clean up your mistakes from the Pittsburgh game.
Yeah.
From all I could see, because I can't watch the games with them being blacked out. Um, it did sound like a very boring game, but at the same time, not a lot of what was said afterwards was just you could tell that Pittsburgh readjusted after the game in Pittsburgh and kind of went in with
Yeah.
probably a better game plan of things. And I think a lot of that it obviously falls on coaching and stuff, but having a guy like Dubas in your front office now and being as analytic
Hmm.
heavy as he is, probably is meeting with Sullivan and saying, hey, this is what you guys fucked up with. Like, this is how you can be better.
Yeah.
Listen to us, and it'll go better next time. And not to say he gets all the credit, because at the end of the day, he's not playing hockey. But I kind of feel like
Yeah.
that's a reason why I picked Pittsburgh to kind of be like a surpriser this year. Is
Hmm.
they haven't been great and as stellar as I think people thought. Um, adding Carlson and all, but like, I don't know, they felt like kind of that sneaky team that's probably gonna play spoiler towards the end of the year. Um,
100%. Yeah.
if they are in a spot, which I still think they will be, but I don't know. Those kind of games against teams like Pittsburgh, I'm not going to be upset about with losses just because at the end of the day, any day Sidney Crosby's still playing against you, like there's a real opportunity to lose.
Yeah,
And for a second there, I thought they were still in it with the empty netter being recalled, and then
that was wild. Yeah,
Crosby does the long flip to score
yeah.
and make it two
I
nothing again. It's just like, well, shit. What are you gonna do?
yeah. I like how the Penguins somehow go offside on that empty net goal. Like, how do you do? Like, come on, man.
Well, I don't remember who it was. I don't remember if it was Steven or if it was CJ. I was just kind of scrolling through the timeline, but it's like, do you really have to call an offside like with that
Right?
much time left in the game?
Yeah.
Like, there's 30 seconds left. If you can just be like, okay, like we'll let you have it. Like, don't do it again. Then we have to call it. Like, I do kind of see that perspective of like it's
Yeah.
30. I think it was like 36 seconds left that
36,
when they
something
put it
like that. Yeah.
back on the clock, and it's just like you could have just ended it, just been
Yeah.
like, tough
Seriously.
shit, game's over.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a 2-0 loss. The first shutout that the Ducks have dealt with this season, which is saying a lot for the team that we watched last season. Um, I'm sure there'll be other shutout. Hopefully not too many more. I feel like our offense is clicking and it's a lot better than it was last season. So hopefully there aren't too many nights where they're shut out, but I did feel like the team was a bit off
And they
for
also
the for
played
the
arrested Penguins team too. Like
yeah,
their road trip has been very beneficial of
yeah,
many days
100%.
off in a row.
Yeah. But yeah, felt they were a little off. Passes were a little weird. It just wasn't the same, like, I don't know, just didn't have the same like connection on different things like we've seen in the last few games. But um not terrible. It was a whatever game. It was just kind of, I don't know. I didn't take that one too hard. But yeah, the 4-2 win against the Knights was good. 2-0 loss to the Penguins. Like we said earlier, it felt like they played a lot more, so it's weird only talking about two games. I don't know. It's been such a weird week, but yeah, wasn't too bad. It was two whatever games. The Knights game kind of was so exciting that the Penguins lost just kind of was whatever because I was still like on a high from the from the Vegas game. It's
Yeah.
kind of sad, but hey, what can you do? This is where we're at right now. Like,
Well, I mean, the great thing is the loss wasn't to San Jose, gives them their first win.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
thank
I
God.
think I think that kind of softened the annoying, you know, the
Yeah,
annoying feeling of losing the streak. But also set my mind at ease because it's just like, thank God.
yeah. I just did not want to see. I did not want the Sharks going into Sunday night, coming into
Still
Anaheim,
winless.
still winless. I would have been so upset because I'm like, this. It's just gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Like, I don't want my team to be in on that side of history, but so at least we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
Speaking of those Sharks, they're beating the Oilers right now, 1-0. That game's on ESPN Plus and Hulu, by the way. Go check it out.
You said they're
If you're
beating.
if this is Thursday night, if you're listening to this on Friday, sorry, it's well over, and you know the outcome. What were you saying now?
You said they're beating the Oilers?
Yeah, 1-0.
Oh shit.
Zetterlund scored.
We're about to
They play the
see
Knights.
the Oilers just get blown up halfway through.
They play the Knights tomorrow. The Sharks do, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh yeah, only 11 minutes ago.
What a wild time.
And the goal against was Zetterland was wide open.
Oh no.
Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later because
Yeah, the Oilers,
we
the
had that
Oilers
in the
should have
notes.
their own can have their own segment on this show. Just just ridiculous what's going on in Edmonton. But yeah.
Well, we did have two and I would say one announcement and one kind of thing shown off via social media. have a theme night coming this year that I don't think was originally scheduled, but they're doing a collaboration with The Offspring, and it is going to be Come Out and Play Night on February 9th. Um,
Yes.
I think it's like they're going to do co-branded merch, and it's also a celebration of one of The Offspring's like first albums turning 30 years old on top of they're kind
Oh,
of
okay.
shoehorning that in with the Ducks 30th anniversary, which is
Hmm.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I was talking to Chip about it last night, and she's like, the fact that it took this long for them to kind of collab with the Offspring's kind of amazing because
Yeah.
they go to games all the time.
Hmm.
But it's cool to see them kind of embrace some of the local stuff.
Yeah,
We've
it's
seen a
very
lot of
cool.
that in the last couple of years, and I mean, why not do it with a rock band? Like the
Yeah.
Offspring are pretty rad, so it's
Hmm.
like I agree. Like, why did this take so long?
It is weird that it took this long. Yeah. I do like that it's a game. Um, would you say February 9th? Yeah, February 9th, and
Yeah.
it's against the Oilers. I think it's kind of fitting with what we were just talking about. So, um, they will be playing the Oilers that night. Come out and play night. Definitely have to check. I wonder if I can get out there for that. It's a Friday night game. That could be doable. That could be doable, kids.
It'll be right around the season when after McDavid trade has happened.
But
But
the merch is they're pretty cool. I like the Offspring logo like in like the Mighty Duck logo. It looks so cool. I like it.
yeah, the that's the other thing. The graphic design team, and the people have been making the merch the last couple seasons. They have been on fire.
Yeah.
We tell Tyler all the time, but like props to the Ducks design team the last couple years. They've been on top of it. That's also kind of made it easier to stomach because we've been as bad as we've been, but they're still coming out
Yeah.
some pretty fire merch.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fun. That'd be pretty cool to check out. And hopefully I can be there and not have to watch it on TV so I can actually see what's going on.
Well, Milo loves when you bring the inflatable
That's true.
bed. You guys could
That's
always hang
true.
out.
That's true.
You
It's
would
his
have to
favorite
deal with
thing.
Meredith though. She's a little nutbag. So the other thing I was alluding to is we kind of got an insight to the We Skate Her Way initiative that the Ducks are doing. Yeah, we had a video of Radko Gudas mic'd up on the ice with the girls, and
That was really cool. I enjoyed that.
just another way to connect with the community.
Hmm.
You know, the only way you can get more eyes on the franchise and more eyes on the sport is having initiatives like that. I know KHS is running all women's league now too, which is
Oh,
pretty
really?
cool. I think they play on like Saturday or Sunday nights.
Nice.
But it's kind of like it's almost like if you took and mixed like learn to play with just kind of putting them into like a rookie season together.
Yeah.
But I think there's four teams total, which I
Okay.
mean for like kind of the first go around is great to see.
Yeah.
I have some friends playing in it. Guys I play with that they got their wives into it. It's kind of good to see the Ducks. Not that they have been bad about this in any way, but you know, getting back out in the community again and kind of doing something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, has been really cool. The video was funny. The part at the end with the bubbles
Oh,
and the
yeah.
subtitle of just like it said like screaming because of bubbles or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I like that one little girl that was like looked at Gudis and was like, "I'm hungry." That was a cute video. I enjoyed that. But yeah, so this We Play Her Way initiative is a collaboration between the Ducks score program, the Rinks, and the Anaheim Lady Ducks. Um, but yeah, it's going to be specifically for girls elementary age with pathways to explore their passion for hockey. Um, so it looks like the first program, it's a two-pronged approach. It's the first program is designed for girls ages 5 to 12 who have no previous on ice experience. It's an 8-week session, free of charge, and it comes with all the gear. Well, yeah, loaner equipment, custom jerseys. It just sounds really cool. It's I love that they're doing this. Um yeah, the second step is ages 5 through 12. And they have on ice instruction to the next level by introducing basic hockey skills and gameplay scenarios.
Yeah, so it's
Um
it's like kind of
yeah,
the progression that they do with like learn to play and stuff, where it's like you do the very
yeah,
basics and then it goes into more situational stuff like, oh, here's how you pass to a teammate, here's how you skate on like breakout, stuff like that. So
yeah.
it's
And
cool to
apparently
see
it's
that
been
it's
already
kind of isolated to like one thing too. So you
yeah,
are reaching a different demographic instead of kind of the umbrella that you already get with like learn to play and stuff
exactly.
like that.
Yeah. And apparently it's already been pretty well received. Signups reach the 60 participant capacity mark in just 24 hours. So that's cool. It's nice to see that there is an appetite for the girls side of things, and people, you have a lot of girls that want to play, and you love seeing that, and it helps with like the women's hockey coming to town. They were in Anaheim, I think last season and the season before that, the rivalry series between the U.S.
It was
and
2 seasons
Canada.
ago because they were in LA
Two
last year.
seasons. Okay, and now they're going to be in LA again this year. I think it's coming up like literally tomorrow or something because they were just in Arizona
Yeah.
last night. Yeah. So that's cool. I love that. My whole thing is growing. I love seeing the women's game growing. It's so much fun. People like to, you know, they say their stuff about it just because it's not the men's game, but it's a lot. It's fun hockey. There's a lot of skill out there, and I love that the new league that's happening in January or February, the PWHL. I'm hoping down the line when they're ready for expansion, I'd love to see a team in Orange County somewhere. I think that'd be so cool. Regardless of where they play, because I know some of the teams now, like the Minnesota team currently is going to play where the Wild play. Um, Not sure if they would be willing to play at Honda Center like immediately if they got a team there at some point, but even if they were able to just start like an Irvine at Great Park or something, like, it'd just be cool. It'd be so cool to see it grow, especially in California with how big the state is and how many people live there. It's cool to see, and I hopefully this helps continue the trend of little girls playing hockey and get some more lady ducks playing professional hockey like Kayla Barnes has been
Yeah.
for a little while. So
Like it does nothing but help grow it for, a new audience, a new generation of people. And that's what you want to see.
yeah, good stuff.
So I would say we forgo 3 stars of the week because honestly, not much has changed in my eyes. Maybe just throwing Gibby in the mix there.
Yeah, you could probably throw Gibson in there for sure.
I mean, what more can you say about Mason McTavish? He was the guy I had it one last week. It's like
Yeah,
he just keeps doing what he's doing, and I didn't listen to all of it, but the clip that got shared of Toronto on that podcast saying that
yeah.
he's
What
gonna be
chaos?
the
Yeah,
future leader of this team, like the fact that his teammates already see it. I'm kind of the opinion already that it's kind of set in stone that Mason's gonna be the next
yeah,
captain.
yeah.
Like if the other guys are seeing it at you know 20 with him or 20,
Hmm.
however old Mason is, I think yeah he's 20, right?
Yeah,
Like you just it's
yeah.
it's a foregone conclusion at this point.
And I hope it doesn't take too much longer. Like hopefully by next season for sure. Like
I would think so. I
yeah.
think you have a year to establish everybody under new coach, and then they said that everything is kind of by committee this year, but if you have one of the veterans on the team already saying like this is his team, he's going
Hmm.
to be the leader of this team, like
Yeah.
I'd say he probably also speaks for the locker room too.
Yeah. And McTavish was named the NHL third star of the week this week. So look at him
That
go.
that boy nice. So I guess we'll just chug right along. See what I did there because we're at our
Yeah.
what's on tap
Oh,
schedule.
he said chug. So what's on tap? Brought to you by Noble Ale Works, our new buddies over there at Noble. Great pregame spot. They have free game parking. If you go before a Ducks game, go check them out. Um, Enjoy a nice cold one, and
They
tell
got
them
a
that
new drink too. They got
do they?
it's a tiki punch seltzer. They said it tastes
Oh
like Dole Whip.
my, oh my God. I did not see that.
Um, the alcohol content on it was very enticing. Let me check because it got sent in my group chat with my team.
Okay. But yeah, go check them out before a Ducks game. Like I said, free game parking, Noble. It's right around the corner from Honda Center. Like it's right there. Oh, hey, Lou's coming
Oh,
in.
there's a Lou.
There's the Lewis. But yeah, tell them the late arrival sent you. You should be seeing some like we've been talking about it for a little bit, but you should be seeing late arrivals stuff a little bit more at Noble. So
Say
be fun.
7% seltzer.
7?
Yeah.
Nice.
Hello,
That's what's
Lou.
up. Hello, Lewis. For people
Freaking finally,
listening,
man, dude. I've been struggling for like the last 30 minutes trying to get in.
old
I
man
was
Lou
I
fighting
was
through
about,
links.
I was about like 3 minutes throwing in the towel, but I persevered because I wanted to be on this podcast with you guys because
Your
I love you.
dedication. Yeah, because
Because I
you
love
love
you guys,
us.
love the listeners. So here I am. Hello.
How's
What's it
Vegas
been?
going?
What?
How's Vegas going?
Oh, it's going great. We'll talk about that later if you
Uh,
want. We don't
Okay.
need to just keep going what you're
Okay.
doing.
We just got through the duck stuff. We're on our what's on tap for presented by Noble, our good friends at Noble.
Shout out Noble. Tell them that we sent you
Yep. Lap
free
sent you.
parking.
Free game parking.
So we
Yep.
have Ducks Flyers tomorrow, Ducks Sharks on Sunday. I didn't get the days of Ducks Preds, but we are going on the road after Sunday to play the Predators and the Avs before we record next week. So that'll be a nice little test. Seeing some more Central Division teams, which seem to always give us some trouble.
Yeah, for real.
Um, I'm hoping this is the year we get one up on the Preds. Not gonna lie, but
Yeah, they are pretty they're pretty poop. So hopefully we can take it to them
Yeah,
on
dude.
Tuesday.
By the way, I bet on the Ducks to win the Stanley Cup today. So
I did see that.
yeah, I showed you guys. So I'm gonna want the Ducks to win every single game from here on out because I'm gonna be a very happy person.
It's not too much to ask.
well, we will chug right along here. As always, if you do not have ESPN Plus already, you can sign up at insidetherink.com/ESPN to not only benefit us, but benefit our network as a whole, and also get ESPN Plus so you can watch the Tank Bowl currently going on between the Oilers and the Sharks and any other games. Sadly, at the moment, it seems like most Ducks games and most Kings games are blacked out for whatever reason. I've just kind of given up on trying, but it has made catching up on kind of some of the other games going on a little bit easier to kind of at least give me my hockey fix during the week.
Yep.
But like we said, it not only supports us, but it supports our network. Be interesting to see what original content comes this year. And isn't the aren't the playoffs back on ESPN this season?
I think
Yeah, they're split between ESPN and TNT, and then the Stanley Cup final is on
yeah. What was the
ESPN,
final?
ABC.
The
Last
final last year
year's
is TNT.
TNT, yeah. ABC has it again this year.
That'll be good.
So the final this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
that'd
yeah,
be cool.
if ESPN Plus isn't your thing, you prefer seeing games in person, you could also go to
Ooh,
714 Tickets
tell them about it.
and use code LAP at checkout for 10% off any order. And then you get 5% towards any future orders. You know, 714 has been great to us. We've been working with them for almost a year because we started
Yeah,
working with
man.
them in December.
I think so.
But
They've
doesn't
been
have to
awesome.
be just for sports. It can be for concerts. It can be for other sports. You know, we're not in
Okay.
baseball season just yet, but football is in full swing and the NBA is starting again. So if you want to get tickets to games, for pretty much
Game
anything that
start.
requires a ticket, 714 is the place for you.
Yeah. And like we said, Ducks have the Flyers tomorrow. If you're listening to this on Friday, the game is tonight. Grab your last minute tickets at 714. They got the Sharks at home on Sunday.
Yep.
See how that
Korea
goes for
bobblehead
that?
night.
I think
In
bobblehead night
Korea.
Sunday.
Yeah, one of the legacy nights on Sunday against the
I
Sharks.
don't know
Go get
exactly
tickets.
what bobblehead is, but
You know what?
I said I don't know what bobblehead it is, but I believe it's the first bobblehead
It's
of
the
this
Korea
season.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get
Very
you one
cool.
of
Yeah. Very
Well-
cool. Flyers, Sharks, coming up here in Anaheim, and then I mean, hey, if you're listening in Tennessee, Ducks are in Nashville on Tuesday night. If you're listening in Colorado and the Denver area, the Ducks are in Denver on Wednesday. It's weird that they're going to play the Predators Avalanche back to backs.
That's
That kind
gonna
of
be fun.
yeah, that kind of blows.
what game is first?
Nashville.
Preds. So they fly home. They're gonna fly from Orange County to Tennessee and then back and come to Denver. And then they're going, I think they're going to be home for like another 4 or something. And then they're back on the road for like 1. I don't know. It's weird.
That's not bad actually. I would
Nash-
rather than go the furthest team, you know?
yeah, I guess. Yeah. Get that one out of the way first.
Yeah. Hopefully they beat those people. And
Yep.
Yep.
Code LAP.
You want to tell the
714 tickets.
people about Shift, my good
Let's
sir?
do the shift things.
Cream.
Lou loves his cream, and so do you. Go to shifthockey.com. Use code LAP10, LAP10, all caps LAP, and then the number 10. Get you 10% off your order at shifthockey.com. They have hockey sticks that are cheaper than most. Say no thank you to CCM. Say see you later, Bauer. Say nice try, True
Bye-bye.
Hockey. I'm going to shift. I'm
Yeah.
making the move to shift. We are shifting to shifthockey.com. Grab a hockey
We're
stick.
here.
grab a stick, grab some gloves. If you don't need either of those at the moment and you still want to wear some stuff from them, you want to have some shift swag, you got hoodies, you got some hats, you got beanies. They come in white, black, and what is
Cream.
it? What is it? Cream. Cream
I love
colored. Lap 10 at checkout, 10% off. Go support the guys at Shift. They do some good stuff. If you kind of get lost on their website a little bit, you can find yourself in a little spot where you can get, if you buy a hockey stick, through like a specific link on their website, they I think they give a stick to a local team in Columbus, the Columbus hockey team in Ohio. So if you go through that link and get a stick, you support a local team in Columbus, which is great. So go check them out. Very cool. Good stuff.
So getting into the NHL news here, first team to really make some moves seemed to be the Wild this year.
Yeah.
Move on from Kalen Addison. They traded for Zach Bogosian. I thought they were doing okay to start the year, but
Yeah.
I guess they're kind of I saw a lot of people saying they're kind of upset with Addison since he was so young. But you know, Zach Bogosian's from the Minnesota area and playing with Pat Maroon, I guess, you know, was an easy transition for him coming over.
Set up.
But you know, kind of meaningless stuff.
Yeah, and
so far.
So the Wild are 5-6-2 currently, 12 points. They're 6th in the Central. But I mean, 1 win and they're in 4th, so could be worse.
They're in
Are
the
the
hunt.
Ducks still them?
Say what?
I said, are the Ducks doing better than them?
Oh, baby, are they? Yeah.
by,
Ducks
by
have
like a game.
Ducks have 14 points to Minnesota's 12, and the Ducks have played one less game.
Look at the Ducks, man.
Look at those Quackers doing things. Oh yeah, the Wild did play tonight, and they lost to the Rangers 4-1, by the way. So that's not great.
Yeah.
And I
So,
kind of wish
yeah.
we had like a cool sound thing that we could use, like some kind of like score update, because we got the Sharks winning 2-1 right now over the Oilers. I forgot to update when it was 1-1. There's a lot going on apparently.
Are the
There are now
Sharks a wagon?
shut up.
Hey, they could be a wagon until Sunday.
Yeah, sure. They got the Knights tomorrow. We talked about that, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, the Knights, I don't know what's going on with them lately.
I don't care if they win. As long as they don't beat us, I don't care.
I feel you. I feel you, Lou.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of teams that seem to kind of be in a little trouble this early, the Devils haven't been looking so hot lately. I mean, it sucks losing Jack Hughes, but that Avs game had everything in it, just drama and you know, quote unquote dirty hits galore.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Colton's ejection wasn't, meaningless, but there were a lot of angry people on Twitter I saw, and I mean,
yeah.
rightfully so. I mean, you're already without, arguably your best player, and guys are taking runs at some of the young kids. But
Yeah.
is it panic time just yet, or do you think our Devils recover?
I think they'll be all right. They're still 7-4-1. They have 15 points. They're in third place. They've played one less game than second place Hurricanes, who are only 1 point ahead of them. I think they'll be okay. And they're still doing this without Hughes. I know they're not. I know they're kind of in a weird funk right now, and I know Biz called them out on TNT, I think last night. I don't know. I don't think he was duped. He said, that he was duped by the fans and the hype that was going into the season. I think they'll be all right. They just are.
I also think that's just Biz being dramatic.
Yeah, and he's got it. That's kind of his bit, and he kind of goes with it. He's on TNT for a reason. It's to have these takes that get people talking and get people interacting with these clips on social media, and it works. It gets people talking and gets people to either agree with him or, for the most part, hate on him for all of his takes. But I mean, I don't know. In my opinion, I think the Devils will be fine. But they've only played 12 games, so if they're kind of in the same spot where it's kind of weird, and it's not, maybe they win a few here and then they go on these losing streaks and then they win one and then start another losing streak, and we're like 30 games in, then I'd be a little worried. But I think they'll be okay.
Same.
Agreed. So we checked in on the Tank Bowl, so we can cross that off the notes. But big sharks guys for the rest of the pod.
Did you say the ankles?
The Tank Bowl.
Okay.
I like what Pete Blackburn.
Totally different.
I like what Pete Blackburn called it. He like what was it? The oil. What was it?
Rudolph was calling it the Oil Bowl.
The Oil Bowl.
What is this new podcast called?
What Chaos?
What Chaos?
Oh yeah, and we were talking about Frank Petrano on that. Go check him out. Pete Blackburn and his buddy DJ Bean are over there with What Chaos. It's an awesome show. I've listened to I think about 3 episodes now. I'm trying to catch up. They have a show every day from like Monday to Thursday. But yeah, they had Frank Petrano on, so go check out that. Seemed like it was really good. I still haven't listened to it. I'm gonna try to listen to it tomorrow at some point.
Yeah, Frank called Mason McTavish old.
Yeah.
They said he's the only 20-year-old that looks like he's 45.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not wrong. I mean,
okay, so Pete Blackburn called it the Oil Shark Bowl. and
Yeah.
he got like an AI image made for it, and it's like a shark, like this menacing looking shark with a hockey stick coming out of a toilet that's overflowing with oil. It's a great picture. I'll send it to our group chat, but yeah, that's fun.
Next up, we've been seeing and rightfully so, we've been seeing an influx of neck protection
Yeah,
to the league, which is great to see. We didn't touch on it last week because our notes were kind of jam packed, and
yeah,
I didn't feel like just glancing over it. Plus, gave it more time to kind of see how widely accepting it is. But with the tragic passing of Adam Johnson, it's
yeah,
it's great to see that a lot of guys are on board with this and they're being real about it. You had TJ Oshie saying that he wants to be around for his kids, which is a little morbid to just outright say that. But at the same time, he has a family.
yeah,
He wants to protect himself as best as can, and a lot of the guys that knew Adam and beyond, just saying that if it's just something that I have to get used to and it protects me a little bit more, then so be it. It's not going to be that big a deal to get used to wearing just another layer, and it's
yeah.
great to see that. I'm pretty sure we sold all of ours in like 3 days, just because
Oh, really?
it's becoming mandated at the youth level, especially the club.
That's good.
Which
Yeah,
not to say that it wasn't to be expected, but
yeah,
the fact that something like this is being taken as serious it is, especially at the pro level, it's not just kind of like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do what I want still, and screw these teams if they're making me wear it. Like, a lot of guys are looking at it with real perspective, because at the end of the day, if you didn't know Adam, like, hockey's still a brotherhood and those connections run deep, and
yeah,
to see that there is some positivity for it, and a lot of guys are just like, no, like, this isn't going to be something that's going to affect me too much. Like, I want to do this to protect myself. Like, that's good to see.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it too, like I never really thought about it until this happened, which sucks that something like this has to happen. Um, to kind of think about these things, but it is crazy that net guards weren't kind of a thing already in place, at least at the youth level. That's just nuts to me with these guys skating around with knives on their feet, literally. Um, but it's nice to see it happening now. It's just it's crazy to see everything that happened with all that. It just happened so fast, and there were rumors going around that he, you know, was going to be okay, then he wasn't, and it was just a mess. And it's really tragic, and I feel for his family and friends, and especially like even the people at the arena. Like I can't imagine being at the arena and seeing that happen in front of your eyes. Like that's crazy. So I hope they're doing okay. I hope they're able to talk to people and getting the help that they need to get through this stuff. And yeah, it's terrible to see, but I'm glad that the neck protection stuff is starting to be accepted around the hockey world. I think Eric Carlson was wearing one, at least in practice. Some
Yeah.
Penguins players were wearing them in practice.
Yeah.
Some of the
See if we
Kings
see
are wearing
more.
them in games already. Kopitar
Yeah, yeah,
kind of led the charge on that.
yeah. So
If
that's
I'm
great to see.
recalling right, Strom did an interview or was talking to the media the other day and said that it sounds like some of the Ducks are getting them and some of the guys are going to test them out. So, that's good to
Okay.
see.
Yeah,
TJ Oshie company sold out of all their inventory in 24 hours.
yeah,
So the fact that it's being taken seriously, I think, is the big thing. Because it could just be written off. And again, it's tragic that it takes someone losing their life to make it commonplace, but it's good to see that it's being taken seriously and people are kind of looking at it with a new perspective. Like, this is something that we could have had before, but now let's take the steps to normalize it. That's what you
yeah.
see.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Agreed.
So we had a couple of milestones the last couple days. Matthew Kachuk reaches 500 points in his 520th game, which, man, that almost doesn't feel real. But
I know.
I mean, what can you say about Kachuk? He's a guy that, I think everybody wishes was on their team.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it a lot last offseason of come on, come on,
Yeah.
Pat, do it. But it's cool to see. He's one of the players. I think I wouldn't say he's underrated because he gets a lot of attention and airtime, but he's
Yeah.
a guy I enjoy watching play just because he is a little bastard out there.
Yeah, he gets a little like he gets talked about, but in a little bit of a different way, just because of how he plays. And
Yeah,
it's funny because when he got drafted, I remember the video coming out of them like asking him and like Austin Matthews and Patrick Laine who they model their game after or who they looked up to. And like Matthews and Laine are saying like these really great not saying who I'm about to say is not good offensively because he was in his time with the Ducks, but Matthew Tkachuk came out and said Corey Perry. And like I remember Laine and Matthews kind of looking at each other and like laughing because it's Corey Perry. Like everyone knows that if he's not on your team, you don't like him. He's like a little rat out there. He's always in your goalie's face and he's falling on top of he's just a little pest.
yeah.
And Matthew Tkachuk is literally the same player. It's crazy. So he is fun to watch. I enjoy him a lot, and it's nice that he's not in the Pacific Division. He's living it up in South Florida.
See him twice a year. Don't have to get burned
Yeah.
anymore.
Yep.
Yep.
Happy
He can do
about
whatever
that.
he wants with
Yep.
do whatever he wants with the Panthers. Panthers are cool.
Just-
There are expansion.
Just don't harass
Panthers are
us, please.
yeah. The Panthers are fine in my book. There are expansion brothers, so
Yep.
I have a little soft spot
10
for
years,
them.
right?
Yep.
Yep.
93 bros.
93 bows.
More importantly, though, Ryan's favorite player of all time, Anze Kopitar, got goal number 400 of his career last night. Shout out Ryan and shout
And the
out.
mouse goes
Shout out, man.
wild.
Shut out, mouse man.
The
I don't know why
mouse
I called
goes
him mouse,
wild.
but
Before we moved on, did you? I don't expect that you did, Lou, because you're out and about checking out the Hoover Dam today. But did you see the Trevor Linden thing?
The what?
Trevor Linden. He
No.
did like an interview. So he did an interview on I think it was Sportsnet 960
Uh-huh.
on like a Canucks show. And kind of got everybody in a dizzy because he accused Jim Benning of not being on board to draft Elias Pettersson.
Oh.
And so the context of it was they weren't so happy that they drafted Oli Jalovi the year before. They felt like it was kind of a misinformed pick, but Benning
Okay.
was very high on him.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, they're talking about how that has kind of soured because he didn't play much and now he's playing in Sweden.
Yeah.
But he pretty much said that they felt like they had to step in and tell Benning, like, no, you need to draft Pettersson at that draft. And Benning had to come out and say, like, no, I liked him too. I just wanted them to do more due diligence on other players. And everyone's just like, that's kind of bad when someone's coming out and saying that you almost didn't draft a player like Elias Pettersson.
Yeah. My God.
I found it kind of funny because like I did see a tweet that was like, out of all of the stuff you could say about the Canucks right now with how good they're playing, of course the story of the distraction is Jim Benning almost didn't draft Elias Pettersson and it gets people upset at Jim Benning even though he's not the GM anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's just it's funny.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've gotten all the Canadian franchises have done something or something controversial has happened this season outside of Winnipeg and Montreal. So they're next up on the agenda, but add it to the drama filled season, up north so far. Before I move on to questions, I want to talk about or sympathize with our Leafs friends about getting to experience the wonders of John Klingberg.
Jesus. I mean,
gonna happen to a better team.
hey now.
Kind of happened to a better team.
I mean, I feel bad.
I don't,
Like
but
I don't know if there was like excitement around the fan base in Toronto when Klingberg came on board. I don't really remember how people were taking it. Um, but I felt like there was a little bit like, "Ooh, this is a good pickup." Ooh, we got John Klingberg. Like maybe it was like a small group that I saw. So
Well,
I
it's
do
also
kind
because
of
he was making less money than we gave him last year.
yeah. But
Significantly less.
and now the Leafs, man, they're just I think they got beat by the Senators like 6-3 the other night. Like they're
Yeah,
just
I was not happy about that because I'm struggling very hard in fantasy this year. I
oh
am in
yeah.
last place currently. Um, and I drafted. I will say I drafted very smart. I drafted like, okay, I'm gonna go here, here, and here. Like I'm gonna pick guys that I always try and pick like a lot of like two-way players. So I get
Yeah.
guys that are either like both a center and a left winger, center right winger, or they play both wings.
Yeah.
But currently looking at my team, I had to drop Jared Spurgeon because he got hurt. Yeah,
Jesus.
immediately.
Yeah.
So my team as it is right now, I have Byfield, who I picked up this week. I have
Mhm.
Leon Draisaitl. I got him with the second overall pick,
Okay.
and that has been an adventure. I have Kyle Connor, Jared McCann, Zach Hyman, Tom Wilson, Dmitry Orlov, Mikey Anderson, Werenski, Doug Hamilton, Jake Sanderson, Barzell. And then on my bench currently, I have three people all out.
All out.
Chandler Stevenson's out. I have Tyler Toffoli. Adam Fox is IR long term.
Yeah.
I took a gamble. I was like, you know what, Montour's gonna come back early, so I took him as one of like my last picks because you know what, he can be on my IR. He can just
Yeah.
be waiting until he comes back. I have one of my original goalies left. My two goalies were Logan Thompson and Shesterkin.
Okay.
I thought Logan Thompson was going to play more, but
Yeah.
I was very wrong about that. But I'm now having to roll Shesterkin out. I have Joseph Wool and Cam Talbot as my goalies.
Oh
And I
man.
picked up Wool yesterday before the Leafs game.
Jeez.
But with how our fantasy is with my friends, we have categories, or
Mhm.
with my coworkers. He likes doing categories. Um, so it always is fluctuating. Like you're never like you don't bank points and they just get added on top.
Oh,
So
okay.
we were tied 4-4 today before we left.
Yeah.
And when we started recording, I was losing 7-0
Oh,
because it counts goals, assists, power play goals, shots on goal, face-off wins, and hits. And then goalie stats are just wins, save percentage, and then you get a shutout.
okay.
So we went from being tied to now I'm losing 5-1
Okay.
because I have one category I'm winning. But it has been an adventure, and I was like, you know what? I just need a goalie. I'm gonna pick him up, and
Yeah.
just I was winning at one point yesterday, and that just completely tanked things.
My God.
I was very upset because I was like, I had this plan going in of like, okay, I know who I want to get. I'm gonna fly under the radar, and
Yeah.
it is not worked out in my favor. I'm a little peeved.
The Montour thing you did, I did something similar. I got Pacioretty, and he's kind of
Okay.
sitting on IR. Maybe I can bring him in at some point. And I think another league that I'm in, I actually just I had Campbell as one of my goalies. So I dropped him and I added Dostal recently. So
That
see how that
pickup.
goes.
I know not a lot of us in our league have Dutch players.
Hmm.
So I mean, when Jamie comes back, I might be able to salvage somewhat, but I think I'm in single digit wins
Yeah.
because it's every week and it adds how many categories you lost. So I think I'm like 8-20 or something like
Oh,
that.
geez.
It's very bad.
Oh man. Well, before we get into like questions and stuff, can do a quick rundown of our most recent power rankings that we released on Monday because it got a little bit more attention than the other two that previously came out because a new team was in our power rankings this week. Number 10, our wonderful Anaheim Ducks made an appearance.
That's the Ducks, man.
It's the Ducks. It's a wagon.
They're
Hey,
wagon.
Pete Blackburn already said on What Chaos he's on the bandwagon. So join
Ignore
Pete.
Ignore the game that they played on Tuesday, but they're a wagon.
They are a wagon. Hop on before it's too
Hop on
late.
the wagon.
But yeah, Ducks came in at number 10.
Sure did.
We had a couple teams go down a little bit. The Red Wings were at number 9 for us this week. Devils dropped to 8 this week. Avalanche were 7. 6, we had the Stars. 5, Rangers. 4, the Kings. 3, we have the Canucks this past week. Talking about how good they've been. They're 8-2-1. Monday, as of Monday morning of this week, they were 8-2-1. Number 2, our number 1 and 2 has been the same, I think, every week, and it's just the Knights and the Bruins. But yeah, the Ducks getting that big win against Vegas put them in our top 10, and we'll see. We'll put together our new top 10 on Sunday night and see what we're feeling. See how I feel after the Duck Sharks game on Sunday.
We're either going to be riding high or going to be very upset.
What are we feeling tomorrow night against the Flyers?
Flyers.
I think
what? Yeah, when we played them in Philly, it was what, 7-4.
Yeah.
Say
5-3.
I think Lucas Stossel's playing tomorrow.
Probably, yeah. Jake says 5-3.
Greg Coney might go like Gibby 2 games, and then Lucas Stossel 2 games, and then Gibby 2 games, and so on and so on.
I'll say they beat the Flyers 4-2.
I'll say they beat them. I'm thinking 3-2. I don't know why, but
3-2. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Now, you writing it down?
No more.
Oh, don't you worry, Lou. I'm writing it down.
Okay. I'm not gonna remember at all. All.
Before we get into questions, today in Ducks history just posted 11:10. So tomorrow, or if you're listening this on Friday today, happy anniversary of Bob Murray stepping down as Ducks general manager day.
Oh,
happened 11/10/2021.
Shout out to Ducks history. Bucky Hermit runs that account. It's a great account. Fun stuff.
Bucky
has his own podcast as well. On the same topic of Ducks history. So go check that out on your favorite podcast platform.
Apple's the best.
You like Apple the best? I always listen on Spotify to all my stuff.
Spotify sucks.
It kind of does, yeah. But I don't know.
I just don't like when Spotify changes everything like every 2 weeks.
Apple is the best. But I'll let you guys figure that out on your own.
Okay.
Well,
I'll let you come on my side eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can get into questions now because we have a good amount this week. But starting with our Hockey 365 topic of the week, he asks, going from Dallas to Greg Cronin, is there anything specific that stands out in terms of differences in how the team plays? They play for each other.
Yeah.
The group seems a lot closer this year, and they don't give up. And I think that comes down to their obviously more chemistry between some of the guys from last year. Strom looked really good. I mean, that whole second line as a whole has been very good.
Yeah.
They look really good.
I honestly, um, pretty much the same what you said. They play for each other. There's just a lot more, like we talked about it earlier in the episode. They just seem to play for each other more. They seem happier. Um, it's just easier to watch. And he's so good with Greg Cronin, and is so good with his interviews. So insightful, like we always say. And I really enjoy it. It's so much better than Dallas Aikens hockey. It's so great. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's this huge difference. If you follow the Ducks at all, especially from last year to this year, you can tell the difference in just about everything. Like it almost has like an expansion team feel. Like it feels like it's a brand new team. Like everything is new. It's just great. I enjoy it. And like we talked about earlier, I said like the losses don't feel like losses because they really don't. Like some games do when they suck. Some like, but there's only been like a few. I would say two have really bothered me. Just the way that they lost them. But other than that, like just you could just listen to Cronin talk uh, uh, post game and you feel better about everything. Like he's just like the perfect interview. And I can rave about him all night. So we should probably move on. I love the guy.
Well, our next one comes from Barry. He says, "Does recent play help Gibson's trade value, and do you think he still might be traded at some point?"
Maybe.
Uh, yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to
I don't
say. I feel like it's a
it's
little. I feel like it's harder to say this year than it was last year. Last year, just because of how bad the team was, it was so easy to be like, yeah, they're probably gonna ship him out. Like it's
Yeah,
like
like
the
it's
easiest.
it's it's finally time.
Yeah. But now this year, not saying that I'm like, oh, don't trade him anymore. Because I mean, I'm open for anything that makes the team better. Obviously,
game, so
I,
he's looked pretty good.
he has. He's looked really good. Him and Dostal together, it's a really good 1-2 punch in my opinion, and I feel like the team should really ride it out, see where it takes them. I mean, if they get to like Thanksgiving, if they get to Thanksgiving or even like Christmas, the little break that they have for Christmas and stuff, and they're in a good position still, I don't know. I think you just keep riding it out, and I mean, I don't know who's gonna really want his. How many more years does he have on his contract? Do you know off the top of your head?
I think
Here
it's at
it's
least two. I think he's till
Two.
2026.
it's 2 years, yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's doable. Obviously, there's a lot of teams that are showing a weakness in goal right now. Like, we've talked about the Oilers a lot in this episode, but I feel like every year it's the same with the Oilers. They have the skill on offense. I mean, they have McDavid, the best player literally in the world, and you got Draisaitl, who's easily top five, depending on who you ask, top three. Um, but they never have goaltending, and they haven't had goaltending in forever,
Or defense.
or defense. I mean, it's just never ending. So I mean, okay, you can say, would they be interested in John Gibson? Sure, I'm sure anybody that needs a goalie would be interested in him. But would he even make a difference in Edmonton? Like,
Yeah,
if
like if he's gonna go to a place with less defense, who's to say he's gonna be as good?
yeah,
Because
I mean, the
look
Ducks
at
could
last
maybe,
year.
yeah, exactly, and the Ducks maybe could find a way to get, maybe they could fleece the Oilers in a trade like that, and because the Oilers could be in a spot where they're desperate for a move like that, but.
Are the Ducks defense better? Is the Ducks defense better than the Oilers right now?
I would say so.
No.
Just from the fact that we're winning more games, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I would say so.
we're also rolling, rookies in the lineup and guys that are new to the team that, I don't think anyone really expected to have chemistry together.
Yeah,
I think it's very situational. It's hard to say like, it's better because we're the better team right now. I mean, obviously that certainly makes it easier to say, but
yeah,
I mean, I would trust, two rookies on the blue line than having Cody Cece and Darnell Nurse that are, good for a goal every couple games, but are either pushing guys on top of their goalies or, just getting in the way.
Yeah. Because I remember going back to the question with the whole Gibson thing, I remember we talked about possible trades, and I brought up the Devils that I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing him go to the Devils, and that could still be a possibility. But I don't know. I don't really know this. It's a harder question for me to answer this year than it was last year.
Yeah.
Last year it was just like, yeah, we can move him. I think it's time, like you said, Jake. It was time, and things weren't going well, and it's like, let's just try to get something for him while we can, before it's too late. And I feel like it has been too late for like a good year, 2 years, but I don't know. At the moment, I say just keep rolling with him.
If he keeps playing like this, like he's been playing, you never know. A team might be calling.
Team might be desperate.
Yep.
We shall see.
We'll stay on the Ducks train here with the next two. We'll do Bucky's first because Bucky's is a fun. He says, "What Ducks player do you think would make the scariest vampire?" I mean, I'd say Radko. He just looks like the scariest guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say Gudis, but I was trying to think of something else because I feel like Gudis is such an easy one.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's got to be Radko, I'd say. Maybe Henrique. I feel like Henrique would be kind of creepy. I don't know the way his I don't know, with his smile. Like, I'm not saying he's a creepy dude, but if he was a vampire, I think I'd be kind of scared.
I'm smelling what you're cooking.
You're what?
I'm smelling what you're cooking.
Okay.
Well, our next one comes from Patrick, and he says, "Who represents Anaheim at the All-Star game?"
Probably Mason McTavish.
I would say Mason for sure.
Yeah.
If we were lucky enough to get a second person to go, it's got to be.
If Pavel Mintyukov keeps doing what he's doing, I think he's all-star bound.
100%.
I would say either Pavel or Dostal. If Dostal's still rolling along and winning games, he deserves to be there. But I would hate for him to be our only one. I would think a lock, if you had to say, as of this moment, it's Mason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Frank Vetrano's kind of cooled off a little bit now, but if he picks it back up and kind of keeps trucking along here, he could be a possibility too. Or maybe we have two forwards in the All-Star game at some point. But yeah, I agree. McTavish, Dostal, one of those probably for sure. McTavish is definitely the leader right now.
Yeah.
Honestly, I could see Gibby getting voted in.
Maybe, yeah.
I could as like the last chance vote. But
yeah. Him in that 3-on-3
just
is not great.
Yeah.
Our next one comes from Steven. He says, "Team new movie night. What are you boys picking to show the squad?"
Dodgeball.
Okay. Dodgeball is a good one. I was gonna say
I would say Grandma's Boy.
Grandma's Boy.
We're talking about that at work today, and I forgot. I could almost quote that whole movie.
That movie's great.
I could quote.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. That's a good one. I was gonna piss off Lou, and if we wanna be on like a hockey topic, I'd say Miracle, or Mystery Alaska is a good hockey one. If we're gonna do comedies, I definitely agree on Dodgeball. Dodgeball is a very good answer, so I like that one.
I hate that they're making a sequel.
Are they really? I didn't even know that.
There's a sequel apparently that they're working on.
For what?
For Dodgeball. I mean, it's not like set in stone, but like every year it comes up again that there's a sequel in development. I hope it doesn't get off the floor because Dodgeball does not need a sequel. It was over. It finished. The ending was great. You don't need to expand upon it. Like, just keep it the way it is.
Yep.
Like a lot of.
We don't need a number 2.
Yeah, like a lot of Adam Sandler movies. Just stick to the
Yeah,
one. You don't need sequels.
we don't need to.
Our next one
And
comes from Haley, and she said that she was at McDonald's when she sent this. Because the question says, "I am at McDonald's right now, so I must know your go-to McDonald's order."
either McNuggets or a McChicken with no mayonnaise.
No mayo.
Yeah, mayonnaise is disgusting and nobody should eat it. But I realize that people like that mayonnaise, but I
Yeah,
don't think.
I
But you know, you do
I
you.
can I can fuck up some McDonald's. I usually eat the 2 cheeseburgers and then a 10-piece nugget. It's a
I'd
lot
probably
of
get
food,
nuggets.
but I
Yeah.
feel like when I go to McDonald's, I'm like fucking starving. So it's a little easy to get a little too enticed.
Yeah, I'd
I
probably
can't
get
remember the last time I had a McDonald's burger. It's been years, honestly.
well, listen, I had to look at the menu because I haven't been to McDonald's in, I'm not even kidding, maybe 13 to 15 years.
Seriously?
Wait, really?
Seriously. I I mean
Good for you, man. I mean,
like I don't
I
eat I don't eat a lot of fast food to begin with.
good for you.
But when I do like have a craving and I have like a splurge, I'll do like Freddy's or like maybe a Taco Bell type night or something. But
Right?
I have not been in McDonald's in so long, and I didn't realize how long it's been until Haley asked this question. So thank you,
Until
Haley,
you're
for
like, wait, what is this?
what's McDonald's? I will say that I do want to go to this McDonald's in Roswell, New Mexico. Shout out to Roswell, New Mexico. Aliens are
Yeah.
cool, and I want to go to your town.
Yeah.
They have a McDonald's there.
It seems pretty
Wait,
cool.
what?
I said Roswell seems pretty cool.
Yeah, I want to go. They have a McDonald's there that is in the shape of a spaceship, and it looks awesome. And I would go to that McDonald's. So
Yeah, I would too.
yeah, yeah. And they have like it's like a McDonald's play place. So like the play area is like all space themed. Not that I would be in there. I'm an old, I'm like 30-year-old, so I wouldn't be in there. Don't worry. But I wanted to look. I would look at it. Like it looks cool. Grimace is in like he's like an astronaut. Looks pretty sick.
I always forget you're older than me.
I know,
Well,
Lou. Not
I
by that.
feel old, but
Not by that much.
I know I just feel so old. But then I think of you, and then I feel better because I'm not as old as you. So
He's like, yeah, you old fuck.
I feel old,
bingo.
and I remember Chris exists.
Yeah, yeah. I feel old, but then I remember Chris exists. Yeah, bingo.
So we got 2 more here. We'll
Oh,
do
Chris.
we'll do Shant's next. He says buy, sell, trade NHL Goons edition. I'm pretty sure he named I don't know, he didn't name all sharks. He said Rafi Torres, Ty Domi, and Dave Schultz. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who Dave Schultz is.
I do
The
not
fuck
either.
is he?
I'm gonna assume maybe former shark. It could be very wrong. Tell us we're wrong in the comments or tweet at us, you know.
Yeah, should I feel bad that I don't know who that is? Buy, sell,
I
trade.
mean,
I would.
Give us names next time. Give us names we know.
I mean, I would sell Rafi Torres for a bag of chips because he hurt Silverberg that one year.
Rafi Torres sucks. Can't stand the guy.
I would say I would buy Ty Domi. I assume we're talking about giving contracts out.
Yeah.
And then since I don't know who Schultz is, we would trade him.
Agreed.
Veteran presence.
Agreed.
Yeah, I would also buy Ty Domi. He didn't score a lot, not as much as his son Max does, but
Even he doesn't do a lot of that.
Yeah.
that's true. That's true. But yeah, buy Ty Domi, sell Schultz, I guess, and trade Torres.
Agreed.
Okay, our last one. Ryan got us a squeak of the week this week, and he's in the chat right now. So
The mouse is here.
he starts off with Kachina, Kachow, Kachu, Kachunk, remembering to ask a question of that I've been in a funk. What is the pod's favorite tire?
Fire.
What the fuck does that mean?
What's your favorite tire? You're a good
Um,
Goodyear kind of
it's like,
guy? Michelin?
oh, okay. Shout out Michelin. Yeah, Michelin.
You big Michelin guy.
Yeah, because they got the greatest logo. The
You're
Michelin man.
you like the yeah, you're a big Michelin man guy.
Shout out to Michelin man. Yeah,
Looks like a big marshmallow.
yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
I guess I would say Bridgestone for me, but that's just because it's the only tire that was ever like affordable for us at the Firestone by my house. So have had bad luck with car tires, not gonna lie.
Same. But it sucks here in Phoenix because like when there's car accidents and stuff, I feel like they don't clean the streets very well. And like same with like construction, they just don't care, dude. Like
I was in
ever
Arizona.
since I moved here, dude, I've had like a nail on my tire almost maybe 2 to 3 times a year.
Jesus.
It's
That's not very
stupid. And I've had to
funny.
replace tires like no one's business, and it's ridiculous. But since I don't care about car tires, I'm gonna say Kong, the dog toy. They have a tire. My dog has one. It's cute as hell, dude. It's a little tire. It's like this big. It's so tiny. It's like the size of my palm. It's great. Kong tire. It's blue.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Shout out Kong if you want to support the pod. Love your stuff.
Shout out Ryan for asking about tires.
Shout out
Yeah.
Ryan for asking about tires.
Okay, Lou, before we get out of here, do you want to talk about your Vegas experience so far?
Yeah, so I'm in Vegas. Can you hear me? First of all.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. So I'm Vegas. I got here yesterday. That's what's today? Tuesday, Wednesday. I
Today's
got
Thursday.
here Tuesday.
Today's Thursday, Lou.
Oh, is it really? Oh shit.
Yes.
Well, I got here yesterday, Wednesday.
Okay.
Last night I went to the Neon Museum.
That looked like
pretty
fun. I want to go there.
Yeah, the Neon Museum. It's got like old casino like signs.
Yeah,
Like it's called Boneyard or whatever.
that's cool.
And they just got like a bunch of old casino signs,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them are lit up and pretty cool.
Yeah.
Today I went to the Hoover Dam for the first time. That honestly, the Hoover Dam is honestly awesome. Like
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
yeah, it's like it's amazing how they built that in like 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
They said that they wanted to build it in like 5 years, but they built it in like 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty cool.
Shout out to humans.
Yeah, shout out to those people in the 30s. They're the people built in the 30s are just built different.
They're definitely built different. Yeah.
Yeah, they're better than us. I walked the Hoover Dam Bridge. I walked to the because you know how they have the Nevada time and then the Arizona time.
Yeah.
I walked that. So I
That's
walked
cool.
to the Nevada side into the Arizona time. I
So
went to Chris and Jenny.
yeah, you waved to us.
Yeah,
I felt it. Yeah, I felt it. I definitely felt something. I'm like, I was at work and I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? There's a vibe happening right now. And it was definitely Lou waving. That's what
Yeah,
it
it
was.
was me waving.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
that connection.
Yeah.
You're pretty tight.
But the Hoover Dam, if you've never been, go to it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. It's very awesome.
It's a pretty cool human engineered or human
Engineering feat.
yeah, exactly.
And where Where were you yesterday where you saw the F1 car? You saw Max Verstappen's car?
Oh, the I'm saying at the MGM.
Okay, it was at the MGM.
Yeah. So
Okay,
F1 is gonna be here next weekend,
I
I
think,
think.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Max Verstappen's car is in the front lobby of the MGM.
That's pretty cool. I
Shout shout out Max.
shout out Max. Yeah, me and Jake were talking about that earlier, about F1 being there. I think it's I think
Oh,
that's gonna be pretty cool.
the traffic is bad here, dude.
I
Like
bet.
no, because like there's specific on this the spiff. I can't even talk. There's a specific area on the strip that they have blocked off. Not blocked
Hmm.
off, but like there's like fences because they have to put up fences for the F1
Yeah,
track,
yeah,
and it's just it's a mess. It's a mess
yeah.
here.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be pretty cool. I was telling Jake, I don't know a ton about F1, but I definitely want to tune into this one. I feel like it's gonna be cool to see it on the strip, see how it
Yeah.
goes.
I think next week there's gonna be like practice and then qualifying and then the
I
race.
think it starts Thursday next week, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually Saturday it's a qualifying and then Sunday is the race.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sunday is like 11 o'clock at night because
Damn.
they want to have the race when like the casinos have the lights on and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. It's gonna be really
Yeah,
cool to see.
yeah.
What
So
are your thoughts on the Vegas sphere?
the what?
The sphere?
Oh, the new thing.
Yeah.
The oh, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Have they put anything on there that's interesting or
Uh,
cool lately?
the thing that I've seen, it's just like a bunch of colors and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you
Yeah,
sent a picture. It looked like a big marble or something.
yeah. It's pretty much like a big marble, but
Yeah, looks pretty
yeah,
cool.
I don't know if you've seen on like Instagram, like people are golfing and like the spheres watching them.
Yeah, yeah, I did see that. That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but
So Chicago has the bean, Vegas has the marble.
yeah.
Just a big marble. Yeah, it'd be cool if
Well,
the NHL draft is actually at the Vegas sphere next year.
Uh, if you go to downtown Vegas, play the Press Your Luck machine.
Oh yeah, Lou was a winner.
Yeah, I won money last night there. I'm not gonna reveal how much I won, but
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I won money there.
You got some shmoney.
Yeah,
Good stuff over there.
I although I don't know, man. I don't like downtown Vegas that much. It's
Yeah,
kind of
that's
it's kind of sketchy.
a little weird.
Yeah, a lot of
Characters are
sticky
definitely
looking.
welcome there.
Yeah, a lot of sticky looking people.
well,
That guy from Bar Down's there?
Well,
before we get out of here, Sharks are winning 3-1.
Oh
are they really?
my.
Yeah, Philip Zadina.
Yep, Philip Zadina just scored. Penguins are beating the Kings 3-2, by the way. Kings are out shooting them 28-14.
Sharks are gonna beat the Ducks on someday, aren't they?
Shut up.
I mean, I'm not gonna manifest it, but I
Yeah.
mean that's what's gonna happen, right?
The Ducks can't lose on Korea bobblehead night. I won't allow it.
So it is Paul Korea night,
Yes.
bobblehead
Yeah.
night. Okay,
100%.
I
100%.
knew it was a bobblehead night, but I didn't know who it was. But
Yep. Mr. PK9.
You want to take us out, Chris?
go to the
Yep.
Hoover Dam.
Go to the Hoover Dam.
For all
Go to
travel
the Hoover
brochures,
Dam.
grab them at the end of the tour.
Go to the Hoover Dam.
I took some pictures of the. I took some damn pictures of the damn tour. It's pretty cool. I didn't get no damn bait though, but
No damn bait.
no damn bait. Next time
Um,
though.
but yeah, that'll be it for us this week.
Yeah.
Thanks again for sticking around for another episode of the LAP. Episode 61 was a fun one. Had some good
The
stuff to
Corey
talk
Perry
about.
episode.
Corey Perry, Troy Terry.
Oh, yeah, he
Don't
did
matter.
get for 61, didn't he?
Corey Perry, Troy Terry, don't matter. 61. Ducks by 61. But yeah, follow Late Arrivals everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that fun stuff, all the socials at Late Arrivals Pod. You can find us literally everywhere on our Twitter. The link in our bio sends you right to our link tree where you can maybe donate to the show. You could buy us a cup of coffee. It's a donation. We'd appreciate that. You
Don't
can
buy
get
me a
some
coffee.
can
I don't like
can
coffee.
can get some merch. Go grab some Mighty Seals merch. Oh yeah, Jake, we're starting the EA
Oh
SHL
yeah,
this
shit.
weekend. You forgot to mention.
Yeah,
Um,
forgot to mention that.
yeah, that
Yeah,
just
merch
popped in
Sunday,
my head.
Sunday we will test run a stream.
Yeah.
Hopefully get everybody together to play. I'm gonna put out a tweet tomorrow because I am gonna go through and add some more people into the team.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna try and play on Sunday.
Sunday night. So we'll
Probably
have
a little
another.
bit later. I'd say maybe like close to like 8:30 Pacific.
Yeah, this will be after the Ducks game.
Yeah, just so it's not like we're all kind of trying to do two things at once, watching the
Yeah.
game, and
Yeah.
it's a
So
Sunday
What
too.
time? What time is the game on Sunday?
It's at
I think
5.
it's 5. Yeah. So we
So
get
So yeah.
done by 8:30, I think.
So yeah, if you're listening to this on Apple or Spotify or wherever you get your podcast, leave us a rating and review, and make sure you're following us over on Twitch so you can watch our NHL 24 streams, which will most likely be on Sundays for the most part. I think we're like Jake said, he wants to do it on Sunday nights. So yeah, you'll get a double dose here of us this week on Twitch. So make sure you follow, maybe subscribe if you're feeling up to it. Go on the Inside the Rink socials as well. Follow them on Instagram and Twitter, and follow their YouTube channel. Subscribe, like our videos. Go check out some of the podcasts in our lineup there at Inside the Rink. And hey, if you know any hockey podcasts that don't have a network and they're looking for one, send them our way. Honestly, they can DM me at on Twitter if they'd like at CJKChel, CJKCHEL. I can hook you up with the right people to get that started, or you can message Inside the Rink on Twitter or Instagram directly. Get the wheels in motion. I'd like to see some more podcasts in our lineup. It'd be cool to see. We don't have a Sharks podcast or a Kings podcast. I really want some pods with some rival teams in our network. That'd be a lot of fun. So get the word out.
Chris is Sharks fan.
Shut up. Not even close. But yeah, that's all for us. We'll see you next week for episode 62. Thanks again for all the support that you've shown. Late Arrivals.
Thank you again.
Love you guys. See you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.